ポンプ来い。金ポン。はい。惜しい。ゲートキーパーならこれでいいな。世界を包むハーモニー、命の歌よ。ふざけんな。もうしょうもねえなこのゲーム。あ、シックスシューターって強いん？いや絶対弱い。悪いけど。村拓じゃねこれ。村拓ゲートキーパーか。ゼロ発。ゼロ発。いいねアウトロ。なんか音が。危ね。あえて戻る。はい、死んでいく。よし、ゴースティングしてください。 OK です。何をしようか。違う違う違う、スキンを変えようって。4。さすがに冗談か。残り人数見ていきましょう。31人ね。はいはいはい。さすがに レンドにはおらんな。さすがにおらん。オッケーオッケー。変なとこ降りちまったし敵いるし。オーマイガー。どうやって勝てって言うんだよこれ。あ、強っ。余裕だったわ。ワンチャンさ、チャーシャと相性いいって言ってないこれ。打ってシューって貯めるみたいな。やば、DMR 全部当てられてないけど。そんなことある？もある。ショットガンあるんかい。はいはいはいはい。積んだ。 いやーもう何やろ、カッペンロードにやるかっていう。始まったばっかのとこやだな。始まったばっかじゃないとこがいいっす、先輩。水利用いるやん、水利用。いや、リトルレンクやろ。マシャの匂いで飛んじゃって大変さ。 ンちゃんコミ。いやもうマジ下手。何今の。あ、やばい。熱い。タコ。なんで。 ました。あ、終わった。渋い。
Right, I think there's going to be a team that maybe catches up a little bit, tries to close the gap on the team, and that's of course the easy way to go about that. Of course, you know, to try and take out your nearest competition. But this is queasy. This is is Swizzy, this is Mustache. They would have prepared for that outcome.
Yeah, that's what I'll be looking forward to, right? I hope that nobody kind of lands on them, right? Kind of messes up their early game, because I do want to see them kind of perform in the end game, kind of continue to show us that consistent performance. But hey, listen, if it does happen, I'll be excited to see if they prepared anything specifically for it.
Man, I'm just reliving yesterday of the highlight moments from the trio, man. They just looked so good, so clean. Everything they was doing was executed so well, Vivid.
I mean, yeah, it was just played to perfection, and the thing that I love is how adaptable they were, right? As you can see right here, getting height for them was the easy part. Holding it is a different story, but they also make that look easy. As you can see right here, they decided to go ahead and beef up a bottom layer of the higher ground, and then have two players actually play a couple of extra layers above that. Strategic. Launch up to the high ground very, very easy, so playing that
Between two layers, so valuable if someone does try it. Again, we saw it with Mustache, with that revolver just swatting everyone that's deciding to come on up,
Yeah.
making it so simple for them. And then in another game, they decide not to, but they're very adaptable with it.
Yeah, exactly. And as you can see right here, they go with a different strategy. They keep Queasy and Mustache up on the high ground, but then Swizzy drops down. He's going to be the one kind of holding down the batches for the trio, right? He's going to be one in the face of all of the trios below them, making sure that they feel his presence in the lobby. Now, these type of plays, adapting to the lobby, it could be a material-based thing, right? If they don't have enough materials to kind of do that double layer, they might do something like this, but it's like, obviously we know they're going to go for high ground, but if you look at every single one of the games, they almost play high ground differently just based on how the lobby's going.
Yeah, they do, and even when they're going to set up for high ground, the setup for it is so good. I saw them in so many occasions, just not necessarily being right up above the rest of the lobby in that sort of 7th zone. They decided to do it in the 8th zone. They try and get up there at that point. In some of the games they were, some of the games they weren't. They were sort of behind hills, trying to stay out of line of sight. Every single time they go into a game, they approach it differently. Height is not the same in every single moment, so these guys are just adaptability kings at the moment. Hopefully they can continue today in sort of other areas of the game as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what better time to force adaptation than in day 2, right? And I love that you guys are kind of highlighting these things, because that means, you know, if we come into day 2 and everyone's saying, we're just going to take height from Queasy, we'll contest him, it's not going to be that easy, right? This guy came in and did what he did in this environment, at these stakes, with this crowd. And the fact that Swizzy, you know, we kind of seen his history in previous times not being able to play with his correct duo, trio partners at the time, right? And then comes in with his actual team members, and look at the performance he's putting on.
I mean, we talked about it, right? A lot of pressure on their shoulders, just simply based on the fact that a lot of people kind of had them towards the top of their prediction list. And I can't lie, many, they are rising to the occasion.
Yeah, they definitely are.
So good. All right. Of course, we've talked about Queasy. We've talked about Swizzy. Why don't we hear from Mustache? Because Frankie is standing by with him right now.
We had to grab Mustache after yesterday's performance. Were you expecting to be top of the leaderboard after day 1?
I knew we were gonna place at least top 3, but that we're gonna win and be above second place by 200 points, no, definitely not.
Are you surprised that none of the other teams here are able to double top in the end game?
Yeah, so it's actually our strat that you can do anything.
It looks that way.
C'est impossible de leur reprendre la hauteur, c'est ce qu'il vient exactement de dire, et il est très confiant. Il pensait pas finir premier mais top 3, donc il est très content de cette performance. Now, how will you keep this consistency in your performance?
So I think we have the same plan. We just changed a little bit so teams around us can grief us, and even like any other teams at Farah, because I think we can get griefed because teams wants to win as well. So they should just change a little bit our plan.
Is the strategy, if people do drop on you at the hive, basically Swizzy go frag?
Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, I don't think anyone gonna contest us because it's kind of hard to contest our spot. If you con, you'll die by third placing.
Well, there you have it. I've got an exclusive for the analyst desk there. Just send Swizzy in.
You know, if it works, right, Frankie? Players talk to them directly after those moments of victory, of mess ups or whatever, and to see every time they get a win, and you kind of see Swizzy like off to the right side. He's just freaking out. He's like just smiling real big because he knows what he's pulled off on the land environment. And again, reminder, the past few, he's not been with his proper teammates, so I really appreciate getting to see that side of the players.
Yeah, 100%. I also love to see the side where Mustache is pretty cool, calm, and collected, right? He was talking about it during that interview right there. Hey, listen, you know, we're very, very aware of the fact that the best chance to kind of come for us would be in the early game. If other teams want to win, that's when they're going to come.
Up. Now he's in this brand new position. I think he's carrying himself really well through that pressure as well, doing great with the fans as well, not letting it affect him, but also enjoying their company as well.
Yeah, man, of course, we just gotta stay the course. Let's keep pushing forward, don't change up. Vanya, I mean, we heard him anytime he was on screen. You can hear it right now. Marius, Pixie as well. Shout out to Team Havoc. Shout out to the M8, of course. These guys are sitting so good right now, of course, coming in, having time to prepare things. I'm excited to see what they might change up for day number 2.
Yeah, I mean, I was really impressed with their day one performance overall. You know, the way that they played. I think if you've been watching a lot of EU this season, or this year, I should say, you know these guys are sort of a hype team as well. They like to try and go for hype, but they've sort of adapted in this global championship. They haven't been trying to W key hype. They know that Queasy's going to be up there. We just broke it down. We know how good they are at holding that position. So they're very adaptable. They have 2 of the best fraggers in the region, in the world, on this team as well, led by Vanya. So it's a team that has it all, and I think if there's any team that could overtake Queasy in first place, it's these guys. The setup's so good for them off spawn, and they're such a strong team with it.
Obviously, it's all task. I love the fact that you kind of bring up the history over on EU, right? Because Z loves to call it the meta within the meta, right? Kind of bringing that to the global stage, because if you are an EU team versus an EU team, you kind of are used to how this is going to go. So that might be something to look at, right? They may be like, hey, listen, we're kind of used to playing for the high end, right? How do we kind of implement that around how Queasy's kind of going for it? But like you also mentioned, they've done a great job at adapting. Love watching some of their games because they just control the mid ground so easy. They even seem very, very comfortable in that position as well.
I was speaking to Marius a little bit before as well. Of course, his first land, so, you know, how's he feeling, all that sort of stuff before today. And he was saying, I don't think we can catch up Queasy, but we can give it a good go, right? They're going to try their very best, but he's not so confident in the fact they can get first place, but for them, I think it's just about continuing doing what they can do, let them do their thing, see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, they did such a great job yesterday. Would love to see them kind of continue through that. It kind of felt like towards the later half of the day, Marius was kind of unleashed, right? Kind of creating highlight reels all the way around. But, you know, obviously, the end game is very, very important. So is the early game. Something to always keep in the back of their minds. This is where Peterbot's trio was initially going to land over at OXR, right?
Yeah, it was.
The change happens, right? And then, you know, Peterbot Cold Ritual, they end up leaving. So they were meant to be contested all 5 games yesterday, but because of how things are kind of going for Cold Ritual and Peterbot Spawn, they actually decided to come one game. Something to potentially think about today as well.
Yeah, for sure, but it was very important that Vanya's team actually managed to win that off-spawn fight. I think if they went down there, things would look a lot differently for them throughout the rest of the day. But, I mean, we can see it right here. The way they're able to play that sort of low ground section, we've seen them with that minigun as well be so, so valuable for them. And like you just mentioned, Vivid, Marius, wow, absolutely incredible performance towards the back end of yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, obviously doing very, very well. I love the strategy that they end up implementing because it's like every single one of their games is very, very similar. They throw a launch pad down in the middle of their
for this team in particular. They have to keep up doing what they're doing. They're performing very well in their own regard, so they have to be confident in their own end games. If by game 10, 11, 12, they start looking and thinking maybe this is our only option, maybe they'll have to go on over there, maybe third party them, land nearby. It's going to be tough for them, but like I said earlier, they just have to play their own game.
Man, oof, I'm excited. You guys got me amped up. Of course, we have a moment here. Why don't we win? Frankie, over to you.
Thank you very much. Yes, I am here with Vanya Boo Boo. And first of all, how do you... maybe a bit of both. Let's talk about the game you're playing at the moment. Second on the leaderboard. A win is possible at the end of today. But the game that you're playing is one I don't associate with you with, the low ground. Tell me how you started to adapt to things.
We tried to take the ground 2 games. It's not worked for us, so we just played from low ground. But we'll try something different today.
So maybe going for height again.
Yeah.
Très intéressant. Déjà, il dit que c'est les Fanami qui lui donnent beaucoup d'énergie. Et il parlait du low ground qui l'a beaucoup aidé. Ils ont joué 2 parties hier avec, ça les a vachement aidés. Mais aujourd'hui, ils ont peut-être changé de stratégie. So, today, what do you expect? Do you expect victory royals or more consistently things you aim?
Yeah, we'll try to win like at least 3 games because we need to try to get like first place today, so we'll try our best.
Marius especially was really picking up momentum towards the end of the day yesterday. Are you feeling hot to go, warmed up and ready?
Yeah, we're so ready.
I think he is. Just look at Vanya's eyes. Let's head back to the desk.
You know, I am even more a fan of Vanya than I already was, and that was specifically because the M8 fans and them chanting Vanya Boo Boo. So I'm on board. Whenever you guys want to chant that, you feel free. Obviously, they're locked in, right? And it's interesting that he says we have to come out and win 3 games, right? I like that the ceiling or like the bar is not like, oh, we just need to like be consistent. We need to do this, we need that. No. We need to do it quickly and 3 games.
Yeah, I love that as well, right? Kind of standing up, hey, you're going to kind of play consistently, kind of do what you were kind of doing yesterday. It worked very well, put you in 2nd place. He's like, nah, we got to win. You know, how can they do that? Do they go for the higher ground? I don't know.
I think they do. I think they have to take a few risks now. They've been playing very, very sort of low ground play style, which is working very well for them. But we know how good they are at height, right? So, you know, there is an opportunity for them to take it. Maybe if Queasy has a bad game, goes down early, they have to make that game count. And I think that's going to be the most crucial thing for them. Is when Queasy's not in the lobby, they're not getting points. Vanya's team, they have to make points.
Of course, that was great and all, guys. I also want to talk about the trio in 3rd place right now. Seti, Yapko, Panzer.
Yep.
Seti in 3rd place going into day number 2. Oh my gosh, could I be more excited? Of course, I'm upset there's no NA in the top 3, but it's 5-4, you better get 6 games. The trio looking very, very strong right now, Vivid.
I love to see this because it feels like, you know, for both Cammy and Seti, of course, their names are just synonymous together, and there was just a big question mark on how they were going to do when they actually split. Clearly, right now, actually for both of the trios, they were doing very, very well yesterday. Obviously, being in 3rd place, performing a little bit better, is going to be Seti, but, you know, throw it all the way back to Invitational. That was so long ago, and the fact that Seti is still up here, competing on the global stage and doing very, very well, it's just awesome to see.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would have had this team a little bit lower down on their predictions after day number 1 because they look at the drop map, they've been getting contested, you know, they're not going to get middle of the pack. And especially with Cammy and Seti's history, we sort of know that team is not the greatest off-spawn fighting team, so a lot of people have questions. Now, Cammy has split with Seti. How are things going to go for them off-spawn? And things will be going really, really well for them in terms of day number 1, so I'm really excited to see what this team can do now.
I mean, you want to talk about storylines, right? Yapko kind of coming in last globals to kind of be that sub-player, pick up a ton.
Yeah.
Seti scouting out there, like, whoa, wait a minute, that looks pretty good. How can you do that?
Yeah.
Picking up a great piece of talent there, and then of course Panzer to fulfill the trio. It's working out perfectly right now.
Now, guys, of course, there's a little bit of an asterisk, right? These guys are contested. Now, it seems like it's working out so far, but if something were to kind of go in the opposite direction, it could spell disaster for the trio. I feel like, based on what we've seen, that shouldn't be the case.
You know, I'm happy that you kind of talk about them being contested because, you know, me and Minnie kind of sat down last night. We were looking at the games, and it's very, very hard for us to catch everything that kind of happens in the other games. There's so much going on.
Yeah.
But it actually turns out Seti, Yapko, and Panzer were only landed on 3 times by Aspect, Hazy, and Tinka, right? So it's kind of like this weird thing where it's like half the time they're going there, half the time they're not. Are they going to be contested today? Are they not?
Yeah, it's tough for them now. It's tough for Seti's team, right? Because, of course, Tinker's team, they were landing there a few times, then they decided to go elsewhere, and it wasn't like 3 games on, 3 games off. It was sort of sprinkled around, right?
Yeah.
They're going in different drop spots. So I think that does prepare Seti's team in a way, right? They're prepared for an uncontested and a contested situation, which they've been doing really, really well. But now I think it always begs the question of what is Tinker's team going to do now, day 2? They've been watching the VODs. They've been looking at what they're doing wrong. So could that throw a spanner in the works of Seti? Will we see that same performance? I certainly hope so, though, because they're doing really great.
Okay. Of course, you pull some examples for us, Vivid. Kind of talking about the trio, maybe how they've rotated, because we're impressed by this performance.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing super well, and like Minnie mentioned, of course, being contested. It was only in 3 of the games. They did, of course, win every single time it actually ended up happening. But I think the most impressive thing for this trio right now is the fact that they've been able to come up with a strat that actually works regardless of how the game kind of goes to them, right? They're contested, they do the same thing. They're uncontested, they do the same thing. The zone, the storm is covering Kappa Factory very early on. They do the same thing. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah, one of these things that they do is, of course, they find these launch pads, right? These huge launch pads that can send you so far up in the sky. They actually place one down. They almost use it as a static launch pad, although it's not there on the map all the time. They find one, they chuck it in the middle of the POI, and then, of course, that gives them not only so much visibility, but also Tinker's team, when they're contested, one of them might dip, as we saw right here, Tinker do himself. Seti was able to then go on out, close that fight out, get all of that storm surge damage so effectively, and even go down here to farm a little bit more as well.
Yeah, now the specific strategy that they pretty much do, Seti is kind of just sent off to go ahead and pick up as much loot as he possibly can, right? And he returns to that quote-unquote static launch pad that they kind of throw down in the middle of the POI. He usually will end up dropping all of his loot and then continue to go ahead and pick up more stuff.
Yeah, and Panzer does all of the surge damage up on this massive base right here. We see them shooting at Malabuka right here, and this is a really important role for this trio because Panzer, remember, this is his first time on this stage, so big role for a player of that caliber. We know how good he is. He sort of burst onto the scene at the beginning of the year and is doing very well on LAN as well.
Of course, being the trio with the most storm damage taken as well, right? That's why we kind of talked about it, right? They will make sure that they pick up enough loot from all of the surrounding area, kind of using that launch pad. They don't mind delaying it because, again, they still have that launch pad to kind of flow in or fly into the zones. They've stayed in it in this game, this Dismantle all the way until 4th, right? The launch pad's such an important part of their strategy, and so is just kind of hiding away in the storm.
Yeah, they get so much surge damage early. They're sitting inside the storm, getting all those heals. When it comes to the end game then, playing low ground, playing consistent, sort of back to what we used to see with Cammy and Seti when they were a duo, right? And even a trio as well. So it's great to see these guys playing. They seem to make the most of the games they make off.
So cool, right? Thinking launchpad, we should probably save that to the end game, right? Changing up how you utilize that. Look at the advantage this trio's got. Now, of course, we do have Yapko standing by. Let's hear from him.
I am so glad that Yapko is back representing Europe and doing it in such fashion. Yapko, when you came back from North America and joined up with Panzer and Seti, did you expect your trio to do so well so quickly?
I'm not sure. We were last second trio. We had a lot of stuff to learn together about each other, and we managed to do it before FNCS and Globals, and now we're a pretty good trio.
Well, you must have the chemistry because you're doing incredibly well off spawn at Kappa Factory. What do you think is going so right for you there?
We're putting a lot of time on practicing it before here. In customs every night, we played Osmans against other pro teams.
Ils ont eu beaucoup de choses à travailler quand ils se sont rejoints lorsqu'il est venu en Europe de l'Amérique du Nord. Ils ont fait beaucoup d'efforts là-dessus, ils se sont beaucoup entraînés aussi sur leur spawn. Et maintenant, ils sont très bons. What does your experience, because you're used to that, do you think it helps you?
I don't think it helps me, I don't think it gives me worse. Like it's just, it doesn't matter if I'm on LAN, if I'm at home. I feel the same everywhere.
So no pressure.
No pressure, no pressure.
Is it fun to also be playing against some of your ex-opponents in North America and even against an ex-teammate in Muzz?
Yeah, I'm not really like thinking about it. I'm just playing it like it's every other final.
So at the end of today, are you going to be lifting that trophy?
Hopefully.
Well, we will see. Let's head back to the desk.
Trying to keep things calm, cool, and collected, right? Calling out, hey, I'm just treating this like every other final. That's a great mindset, right? Because things, again, we continue to talk about it with this type of crowd. Things are on another level of pressure. And I love that Yapko, I mean, he's kind of been under this pressure before. Mini, right? At Gamers 8?
Yeah, Gamers 8 2023, of course, ended up winning that event on LAN. Of course, different game mode, regardless, it doesn't make a difference, right? LAN is still the same, same sort of environment. So I think that definitely has a part to play now. He was leading very well at the first day of that. Now coming into today, third place, looking good for them. That experience is going to be so vital for him in front of a crowd like this on LAN. I know he says it's the same. It's not the same. It's never going to be the same.
I'm like,
it's good to have that mindset,
yeah,
right?
I'm like thinking to myself, that's got to be a lie, right? There's no way he feels the exact same same
Good
way
stuff.
about that. But I love the fact that he goes ahead and mentions, hey, listen, you know, we're kind of a last-minute trio that kind of formed, right? We kind of tee up Globals, we're like, hey, listen, some of these trios, they've been playing together all year. They're going to be so experienced. They're going to be used to playing together. And then a team that kind of forms in the last second, right? Kind of buzzard beater ends up doing this well, man. It's just awesome to see.
To think this is one of these three trios could be our global champions, right? They're fighting right now, tooth and nail. I'm almost curious, right? Is day two, is this pressure going to be more? Are they feeling the stress of like, okay, everyone is looking at us in the top three. Is that going to slow them down?
I don't know. You think eyes are really on the top three, right? I feel like everybody kind of has the same sentiment. All eyes are on first place right now. How do we stop? How do we give ourselves kind of this best chance? It's kind of good when you think about it for Seti's true. Hey, listen, the race is on, and all eyes on Squeezy right now. They got to be feeling good.
Oh man, my eyes right now are actually on this crowd, Vivid. We've got Frankie standing by. Why don't we hear from this crowd right now?
Coucou Lyon, ça va ou quoi?
Est-ce que Lyon, vous pouvez vous mettre debout? Mettez-vous debout, parce qu'on va faire un maximum de bruit. On est bientôt à l'ouverture de la première partie. It's almost the beginning of the fourth game.
This is why I love this crowd. You ask them nicely to do something, and they do it, and they look so good as they do. Should we test their voices now?
Oh oui, est-ce qu'on peut tester votre voix? Parce qu'elle trouve que vous êtes très énergique. Est-ce qu'on peut prouver au monde entier qu'on a la meilleure communauté française au monde? Faites du bruit!
I love it. Okay then. Let's test out who they think is going to be raising the Thomas Light Trophy at the end of today. Lyon, vous en pensez quoi? Seti, Yako, Panda, va gagner! Well, they made noise.
Et alors, j'ai une question. Est-ce que vous pensez que Vania, Pixie et Marius vont gagner?
Finalement. Squeezy, Swizzy, Message va gagner! Whoever wins Jogger, I have to say, I think they're never gonna forget this crowd.
Clairement, personne ne va oublier ce moment, surtout pas les joueurs. Donc s'il vous plaît, faites un maximum de bruit!
I am loving this so much, but I can't wait to hear what this crowd sounds like once the games are underway. So let's head back to the desk.
Thank you so much. I mean, guys, come on. This crowd is insane. How could we not be excited? How could we not be hyped? I do want to kind of, I guess we kind of have to call out something if we just want to take a look at these standings real quick. I want to bring those up. There's something missing from these standings. Yeah, I thought this was a global championship. I thought we'd have some NA representation. Vivid?
Dude, my heart hurts, dude. It's looked so good for, you know, more than one NA team. And right now, I mean, fifth place, hey, shout out to Canada Rapid and both because, you know, 267 points for them. They were kind of coming in pretty confident, and they were kind of like an underrated trio kind of coming in this. I actually predicted them to be top 5, so shout out to them. Where's everybody else at, though?
Yeah. I was also thinking the same, right? So probably through a slightly different lens.
Yeah.
Like, oh, EU's on top, and you're like, oh, something to NA. But yeah, I mean, Canada's team, what a start for them yesterday, right? Winning game number 1. I think they were a little bit of a sleeper team. Absolutely. A lot of people didn't have them in that sort of top 5. I know you did, so you'll mention that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, Acorn Poyers, Acorn Poyers, that's a new one. Acorn Poyer and Aegis down there at Demon's Debris. I think they struggled a little bit early game trying to find that consistency. But they're a team that can't pop off it, did they?
Exactly, right? Still, you know, coming into this competition, I was like, hey, listen, everything looks so good for Acorn's trio. It looks like they're going to win it. Obviously, you know, the start has not been the best, but they're still pretty much in the same situation coming into day number 2. They're still uncontested at a very good POI. They can still do good. They can still pop off and rise up the leaderboard.
And I spoke to Acorn at the hotel actually before day number 1. I said, are you the sort of person that gets nervous at these big events? You like to think about it? Do you like to stay out of the zone or in the zone? And he said, it depends on how well prepared we are, right? If I'm not as prepared, I'm not feeling as confident. I think they're going to be looking back at the games last night, being so prepared. So I'm expecting these guys to come out with a lot of confidence.
Okay, I'm getting word. Frankie is standing by with some of our players in the player lounge right now. Frankie, rally the team, rally the troops.
How would you solve a problem like North America right now? Well, you send in a British zero build player, or maybe you get Canada to do a pep talk. Do you want to try?
Right now, I'm in 5th place for NAC. What place are you in right now?
I'm intense, looking rough. I don't know if we can do it, bro. Bro, I think I'm in like 8th or something, bro. I don't even know. I'm trying to let our queens, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Inmate on bottom, bro. Over like.
Okay, so this is our game plan for NAC to come back today. I'm gonna win every single game today. 20 kills minimum. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try to get the least amount of points as possible to help out my boy Canada right here. I mean, I'm gonna try to win too, like him, but I mean, Quick's been kind of selling lately because like his girlfriend's here and he's not really locked in, you know, not grinding, but it's fine.
That's not awesome, bro.
This is why you stay single, Canada.
I've been bro. This day.
All right, then you heard it here first. North America is locked in. Let's head back to the desk.
Levin, no. We got a plan, okay? NA is coming back stronger in day number 2, okay? All right, I don't want to hear it from the EU fans. We have a plan. Now we just execute on that plan. Please, Vinny, please.
I mean, hey, listen, you talked about rallying the troops. We did get them all together, surprisingly, right?
Yeah.
Had a little bit of a round. Very productive, though.
Yeah, what do we get out of that?
We got Canada's safe goal and Higa trolling, talking about Quick's not grinding, Quick's is grinding.
Yeah.
Angels is like, I'm just...
Come on, NA, you know, it's your time. I mean, it's still like we've had half of the games, right? We still have another half of the competition to go. This could completely flip. Everyone that did well on day number 1, they might not do so good on day number 2. The teams that didn't do so good on day number 1 might now do well on day number 2. So I want to see more confidence from NA.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a classic NA strategy, Miniminer, don't worry about it. It's our strategy to get in the minds of the EU folk and kind of like convince them that we're not going to do anything. You know, everything's fine. We're going to lose the game. Yeah, that's all right.
Working well so far.
Back me up, David. Back me up.
Yeah, exactly. That's all